Welcome back to Sprague Homestead. So, begin the week. Of course, it is raining and kind of terrible weather, but that's not going to stop us from doing some homesteading. So today we are out starting on Monday morning, getting some fencing in. So if you remember back, months ago now, that we started this fence line coming back from the back of our property, and we're going to fence in our hay meadow, trying to keep the range cows out. So I've got the quad completely loaded with every fence post available on the property. And right now, Nikki is up trying to clear the path for the, I guess we're going to do string and then fence posts going up this hill to the top of the ridge to where we're going to try and cut off all the range cows, keeping them off of our hay meadow. So Nikki's up running the skid steer there, and we only have this for another 2 weeks, so we are trying desperately to get as much done before the skid steer goes back to basically the property owner, or I guess the proper owner. So Nikki's dad's construction company owns the skid steer that we kind of just keep at our place until they need it elsewhere. Well, it's going to be needed elsewhere, and it may never come back. We're not even totally sure yet. So right now we're trying to get every last bit of fencing with the skid steer done, and that's today. So you can see she's backing up this hill rather than trying to go up sideways or anything else. Skid steers aren't, they're a little tippy. They're a little tippy on certain situations. This is one of them. So she's trying to back up the hill, push down the hill, back up, push down, and trying to clear out the path of sagebrush before we go get a chainsaw, limb up a tree, and then go right through there all the way up to the top of our property. All right, so we're back out after lunch, and you can see behind the fence is all the way in to a certain point. I think the string goes about 500 feet, so we probably have about, 800 to 1,000 foot of fence posts in. 10-foot spacing using the same thing we've done before, where I've shown with the piece of PVC. 10-foot spacing for barbed wire to keep out the range cows, who are big suckers. They're 1,000+ pounds easy. But anyway, you can see that we have a couple wobblers in there where we hit some rocks and that, but it's going to be great for barbed wire for 4 or 5 strings, whatever we put up. Next challenge is to kind of continue on here. So we're going to jump around this tree here, and we need to come back with a chainsaw to get it trimmed up in that to put the 4 posts. So we're going to jump about 9 posts ahead and leave those for later on when we can get up here with the chainsaw and trim it up. That'll get us up to the top of the hill pretty much, and then we'll finish out this run, which is probably another couple hundred feet at least before we get to the corner. Getting up this hill, I had to put the quad, because it was pulling that heavy trailer with fence posts in it. I had to put it in 4-wheel low and 4-wheel drive. But there it is. I lost my post, my measuring stick. It fell out. And the skid steer got up here with no problem, kind of cleared a path. I just couldn't get my stick up here. All right, with the stick, we go back. I bet this incline is probably 20 to 25 degrees, I would bet. Maybe not that steep, but it is steep. Tell you what, you can see the path. This is a skid steer smashing its way up through here. See the tracks. Oh my gosh, Liza's loving this. She loves being out and venturing. Don't go too far. You know, there's dragons up in here, grizzly bears, dinosaurs. She don't care. So here's the top of our property. You can kind of see straight up from the bobcat there, or the skid steer. Straight up from there where Nikki's headed. She's gonna walk it out. So you've got another couple hundred feet there. Well, I would bet this is more than 200 feet, but if I back up, you can see this marker here is at least along the path. So she is out almost to that corner, right where she's at. So she's gonna tie it off there. We will pull it taut, pull the string tight, and then we'll start laying out some fence posts there. She's gonna put it right about where it goes. All right, so there is the top line in. That is, I don't know how many posts, 200 or 300 feet. Pretty straight, not bad. Ran into some obstacles if I spin around here. There's the quad. See how that joggles out there? There's like 3 or 4 in there that we just hit absolute rock. So we tried to move them around left to right, and boy, I tell you what, even those 3 or 4 down there still aren't right. So we're gonna have to pull those up. And if I show you the one Nikki is holding, it looks like a bow for a bow and arrow. It's bent so bad. So sometimes the Bobcat does a little too much pushing, and the posts just don't survive. So that one's a goner for now. We'll get it straightened out. But otherwise, we are done for the day. Time to go in, and it's starting to rain. All right, so it is Friday. The rest of the week has really just got away from us. Tuesday, seemed like we had to go to town twice for various things. Wednesday, we worked in the garden. Didn't get anything planted, but we got a lot cleaned out of the garden, so a lot of the beds are ready to go, are getting pretty close to ready to go. Need a little bit more dirt and compost in there before we plant, but we're getting there quickly. Yesterday was another car day for me, trying to get a restoration finished up, which will take me probably a couple more months, but we're getting there. Nikki had some rabbit stuff to take care of, so she had to go to town for a couple meetings that way to make sure she had internet and good phone service. And then today is Friday. We're going to run to town. Got a couple more errands to run. Otherwise, it's just another busy week for us. Thankfully, our chicks are still doing well. Everything else is doing very well. Goats are growing at a crazy rate. They seem like they put on a couple pounds a day, which is not true, but they're getting bigger every single day. So with that, thanks for stopping by here at Sprague Homestead. Another beautiful day out here making power. Happy homesteading.